I started playing with my camcorder as a child, filming my mother. I'd surprise her with objects. Like, I remember finding a dead mouse, and putting it in a drawer, having her go and open the drawer and having her scream, and that was like a murder mystery in my mind. I trained in musical theatre. I didn't get very far. So, as a lot of failed musical theatre stars do, they step into the cabaret arena to masturbate, and I remember just feeling a little bit stifled, like there was more I could do. I've always had a passion for film, and so I did some video promos.
Put October the 1st in your diary.
I was desperate. I didn't have the money to print out flyers. I can only scream so loud, right? There's something I had to do.
Find me on Facebook.
So I've got a computer. I played around with this blue screen thing. I was performing at the Leicester Square Theatre, so I went on Google Images and found some pictures of the Leicester Square Theatre, superimposing myself in front of it, singing to this backing track. And I was so surprised by the reaction. People came. Suddenly I had a big audience. I didn't have the material, I didn't have the talent, but I had the audience.
Where am I? Ah! What is this place? Your new show.
So the last promo I did this really outrageous video, and I felt, honestly, that I had more fun doing the video than I did the show. That's depressing. I thought, maybe this is what I should be doing. Maybe I should just release videos on YouTube and try and get somewhere that way. But my passion isn't about getting somewhere, it is about performing live ultimately. The first live video show I did was really out of not having an accompanist. I wasn't prepared just to have backing tracks because I thought it would be cheesy. So I thought, well, if you can couple the backing track with video, you can light yourself in your own spotlight. Projector can cast a shape on you, or, and eventually this is what I did, I can interact with characters. And so the promo videos have now become my shows.
You've been cold and you've ignored me every day.
I think an audience today is more receptive to moving image. I notice more focus when I've got video shows, and that's not to say that it's gimmickry. I think I'm creating something more interesting. I can do more, I can say more.
When they play,
It makes a better show.
I'm gonna kill you, kill you, kill you.
The fantasy element facilitates an outrageousness that I don't think I'd be able to achieve with just a black shirt. The word fantasy almost seems redundant because I can realise it isn't just a fantasy. And so the first live show I put an X in, blonde Scandinavian, Lars. I got to call him a bastard. I never got to call him a bastard because in real life he left. And after saying goodbye to Lars, I thought, who else do I want to say goodbye to? And then I realised the bane of my existence, my mother.
Every night, I have the same dream.
Well, my relationship with my background, my mother's Muslim, and my father, who's this Anglo-sized atheist man of the world, has never really been there for me emotionally, and so I begrudge them. I've come to peace with them in real life, but there's a lot that I will never really be able to say because they don't have the capacity to understand, but I do. So in having my mother in my show and having her there to yell abuse at, well then she can yell abuse back at me, which I think I've always wanted. The show that I've just done, I'm on a plane flight trying to come out to my mother.
Shut up, Mom, and I'll talk to you.
You know you're gonna have to speak to me at some point.
You ruined my holiday before we even get there.
I usually just get the rolling of the eye, or some muttering at best, but here I can actually argue with her and I can say, well, what is wrong?
You're a fudge packet! My son is dying! My son is dying! I am ashamed in every way.
It's a really cathartic experience.
My son is dying!
The evolution of myself in my show. The most obvious person to put in the show and play against, right? What would I say to myself in the mirror when I'm brushing my teeth? You ugly bastard. nobody loves you.
The truth is, nobody likes your singing, and nobody likes you. I don't have to listen to this.
I had a scene where I was almost kissing myself.
Receiving the transmission, now my thoughts are clearer.
And I thought, I want them to kiss. Sure, they can kiss in a promo video, but I could put that in a show. So having attacked exes in a previous show, I created me, but as a more reserved, more conservative, more Islamic Alp.
Oh.
I created Muhammad.
After you. Yeah, please.
I meet Muhammad on a plane. He's going to blow up the plane as a terrorist. I convert to Islam. Whether it's love, whether it's Stockholm Syndrome, who knows? But I got to kiss myself. And yeah, it created a laugh. But it filled a void in me, for sure. It's a very insular experience editing these shows. You're working in your bedroom with 3 work lamps. The heat is unbearable. Like I said, I've got limited amount of space, really claustrophobic. Then you've got a month's worth of editing to do as well. You're there every day playing your own voice back to yourself, and Muhammad spoke in a very deep voice. So every day he is speaking to me. I'm coming home from work and I'm editing on my computer and he's speaking back to me, and I'm learning my lines because it's got to be timed perfectly.
Muhammad, what happened? I don't know, the projector went down.
How can you not fall in love with yourself? Working that closely with yourself, right? And Muhammad represented a more masculine side of me, and therefore allowed me to be a little bit more fey. Unapologetically so, because it was justified, right? Because he's there.
Please, put your clothes on and come with me.
My clothes are on. I'm not wearing anything else. I won't wear that burqa that you asked me to wear.
I think deep down I've always wanted to be more colourful, but I wasn't allowing myself to. And we've all got very different aspects to ourselves, so the fact that we can have 5 of us, a feminine, a conservative, an angry, a happy, a stupid, a clever, a bitchy. I can be bitchy now. I'm allowed to be bitchy. It's justified because it's on video. So I think that, you know, splitting my personality up like this, it's allowed me to be a braver performer. I feel like what I'm doing is against mainstream, but I don't mean Saturday night entertainment. What I feel I'm fighting against and opposing is probably cabaret mainstream. However hard I banged on that door, it didn't open. Why would it? Who am I? Well, now I'm the guy with the videos, and it's enabled me to be more confident. It's allowed me to stand up and be known and be seen, and I'm very proud of what video has given me, and I can't ever see myself now performing without video. I've got the imagination of a whale. I've got the space in my home of a pigeon. So, you know, my limitations are really down to space, not having the studio space, not having the right computer equipment. But in terms of what you can do, limitless, really.
I love you.